It's a bigger problem whether he's indicted or not, because these are all self-inflicted wounds. Return the documents and stop doing this. Why do you have to be the center of negative attention all the time? Why do you have to be angry all the time? And that's what Donald Trump has done. So I'll wait to see him make a judgment on the indictment if and when one comes.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Chris Christie torpedoed Brian Kilmeade over the Fox host's recent portrayal of the double standard of justice between President Joe Biden and Donald Trump over the handling of classified documents.
There's 11 people in the race right now. Donald Trump's with a double-digit lead everywhere, to individual states and nationally. But the one thing that looms over to these court cases, the ridiculous one with Alvin Bragg in New York City, and now Trump attorneys have been notified that the former president is a target of a criminal investigation over his handling of those classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. I also see a huge double standard. You got classified documents all over Joe Biden's house, offices, lawyers' offices, garage.
Kilmeade brought up instances of classified documents found at Joe Biden's home and tried to misrepresent the truth, but Christie was ready for the fastball and knocked it out of the park, dismantling the pathetic loser's argument.
The problem with all this is that it's self-inflicted. In the end, I don't know that the government even knew that Joe Biden had those documents or not, but they did know Donald Trump did. And in fact, asked for them voluntarily for over a year and a quarter, and got them back in dribs and drabs. If in fact you're keeping those things knowingly, even after the government has asked for you to bring them back, the excuses about, oh, they were classified, declassified automatically when I left the office, well, that's just wrong. I mean, I know that as a legal matter.
Christie joined the presidential race with a campaign event in New Hampshire this week. His campaign is being described as antagonistic towards Donald Trump. Christie is probably one of the few Republicans that could trade one-liners with the orange chicken, but he's going to need to eat his Wheaties to throw fastballs against the orange jackaloon.
And the problem with this is, let's go to pull it back for a second. It's a bigger problem whether he's indicted or not, because these are all self-inflicted wounds. Return the documents and stop doing this. Why do you have to be the center of negative attention all the time? Why do you have to be angry all the time? And that's what Donald Trump has done. So I'll wait to see him make a judgment on the indictment if and when one comes.
Trump responded in Trump fashion with a video mocking Christie's announcement. The Trump team edited Christie into a buffet, making his presidential announcement, poking fun at his weight in third-grade fashion. Christie answered the criticism in humble fashion. He explained as to having struggled with his weight for over 20 years. He went on to explain that what he hasn't struggled with is his character. He'd put that up against Donald Trump any day of the week. And if that's the best he's got, then he's lost his fastball, Christie said.
When I saw Jake, I just renewed in my own mind what a child he is. He's a baby. Whenever you want to criticize him in any way, that's the way he responds.
He asked why Donald has to be the center of negative attention all the time. Why does he have to always be angry all the time? Whenever you want to criticize Donald Trump in any way, that's how he responds. He told Jake Tapper in a separate interview that if they had a child who conducted themselves like Donald Trump, they'd send him to his room, not the White House. And he's right. There is no double standard or weaponization of justice against Donald Trump. Donald Trump has done all of this to himself. Chris Christie's characterization of Donald Trump being a spoiled baby is accurate. Whenever someone goes against Donald Trump, this is how he acts. He responds by calling people ugly or fat. Donald Trump is talking pure garbage to anyone who is dumb enough to listen to him. He's like a schoolyard bully that never been told no. Donald Trump may not even be the candidate in the face of all of this legal troubles. He may be in prison, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.